Greetings, gentlemen. It is I, Victor VonFrankenstein, back again with some more content as promised. Welcome. Let's get started. So, I'm going to give it here a couple of minutes, see if anybody pops into the chat. In the meantime, I am going to roll a smoke and just hang out for a minute. Good morning, Bayman. Gonna have a little chat here momentarily. I'm gonna see if some more people come into the chat. I know it's pretty early in the morning for most people on a Saturday. Usually when I do my drive to work chats, they're usually a little bit earlier than this, but they're also during the week time, so I don't think that anybody was really expecting me to come on, have a chat this morning. But I woke up this morning at 3 o'clock. That would be 3 a.m. That's usually the time that I wake up and get ready to head to work. And with all the insanity going on, I thought that it would be smart to just head on over to the store and pick up some, shelf-stable staples that I usually maintain pretty high quantities in my household. I cycle through them religiously. This is something that I've been practicing for several years now. I do can my own tomatoes and other vegetables that I grow in my garden. And I'll tell you what, gentlemen, seeing the chaos inside of the store at 3 o'clock in the morning, it was something that I picked up from, I believe, like Sandman and Happy Humble Hermit, where they would discuss greetings results oriented. Glad you're here with me too. But Happy Humble Hermit and I believe Sandman had discussed, shopping in the middle of the night. You avoid all these crowds and things like that. And, as somebody that tries to be a ghost, and as a MGTOW man, I definitely try to avoid a lot of social interaction with people. So I've been practicing, going and shopping in the middle of the night for a long time now. But this was a very different scenario. Stone Reaper, glad to have you. Lawwin, glad to see you as well. Good morning, gentlemen. Good evening, wherever you happen to be. So as I was saying, 3 o'clock in the morning, that's usually a time when most normal people they're at home, they're in bed. It's it's Saturday morning. People usually go out Friday nights and party it up, and I would imagine that hasn't been happening as much in the past few days. And when I got to the store this morning, the parking lot was fucking full. Now, I have no problem. I've said to people before, I live in Wisconsin. I'm not afraid of somebody finding me or doxing myself. And there was a case, I believe the recent news was that there was a confirmed case just outside of my county. So people they're freaking out. They just shut down the school systems. I know Pinoid News, he showed all of the areas in America that are shutting down the public school systems. They just shut down the school systems for my two children yesterday. So they won't be going back to school until April 15th, I believe it is. So everybody is going to be on kind of 4-week. My work just put into place certain segregation methods. I work in semi-sterile environments anyways, so everybody's kind of segregated to their own their own production rooms, but we're not allowed to interact with each other. People are not allowed to sit in groups in the break rooms and lunch rooms anymore. Um, Everybody has to come in at different times, so there aren't as many people inside of the locker rooms all at the same time. So yeah. Good morning, Tico. Glad to have you too. Who else we got? Yeah, you gentlemen are discussing. Good. Yeah. You know, there's a time to prepare, and that time was it was a while ago. And we for all of the things that we've been discussing within the MGTOW community, the greater manosphere, and the greater spheres around that, the skeptic communities and the anti-fem communities. Just, I mean, you can even see it in, the discourse that you have with other communities. But we've all seen this shit coming. Globalization was a fucking horrible idea. I knew this back when I was, God, when I was in my teens, and to see that we were so reliant on each other as global markets. There's people in the world. I had a serious an argument with somebody that was trying to. They were a vegan, and they were trying to argue how well all of our food is, imported. And like, you think that you could have your entire population vegan when all of your food is imported? Like, are you people this fucking stupid? You people are this fucking stupid, aren't you? You can't even produce your own food, and then when global disaster hits, like it's apparently doing right now, who the fuck do you think is going to be shipping in your fucking food? And you people, yeah, the toilet paper thing, Lawin. Once again, good morning to everybody. New Era Monk, welcome to the chat. It was amazing to see some of the things. It's not just toilet paper. I'm being a father. I was like, well, shit, man, there ain't no toilet paper. Better go check the fucking baby wipes section. All the baby wipes are fucking gone. I found 2 fucking packs of baby wipes this morning. Now I already have like a few stockpiles of just like, some flushable clean wipes and shit like that, and I've got several large bundles of toilet paper already. Like I said, I keep a pretty healthy stock of what I think that I need, especially when they're non-perishable, non-food items, or when it comes to, shelf-stable food items. Like, I tend to keep a large supply of that, and I just always have. It's something that I don't know, that stuff was taught to me by, my grandma and my grandpa. They lived through the Depression era and lived out in the Salt Lake Valley, and it was just, you had to stockpile. My great grandparents, the farm that they lived on, I mean, if you wanted to go into Salt Lake to get bags of flour and stuff for those people, I mean, they had to still use a horse-drawn cart, and I guess it took them a couple of days just to make it into the Salt Lake Valley. There were no roads. There were, when this shit goes down, and when the people haven't prepared, I could see it. I could see it in all of these people walking through the store this morning. I could not believe how many people were in the store at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, holy shit, this is my usual time that I do shopping. I'll see maybe 1 or 2 people, and then the people that are stocking shelves. There was a lot more people, and they were just trying to constantly stock shelves of things that, and the second they would stock it, there were boxes, empty boxes of things everywhere in the aisles. there were pallets of certain food items that were just left next to where the stocking area would be, and people were just opening the shit up and fucking taking fucking everything out of them. Now, most of the items that I purchased today, they were things that I don't think most people really, they don't really consider it. Um, I bought, several things of oatmeal. It's one of my favorite foods. You can add a lot of things to it. The hemp seeds. Hemp seeds are one of my favorite things to add to oatmeal. It gives you a certain level of protein and fats, and all of that stuff was plentiful. I didn't have to really worry about a lot of the food items that I generally consume, and that's because I live minimalistically, and I make my own food, and most of it from scratch. I mean, there were certain things like stock and broth. They were slim fucking pickings. And yes, the flour and the refined sugar, brown sugar was fucking fine. Dark brown sugar, fucking plenty of that. Toilet paper, the store that we have, that toilet paper aisle it is a big fucking aisle. Not one roll of fucking toilet paper there. It was mind-boggling to see this shit. But just to see, there were two people that I actually saw. One of the girls that I saw there was, her kids go to the same school that my kids go to, and I could just see it. Like, I could see this level of fucking panic in these people's faces. There was one woman that approached me because I had a lot of shit. You goddamn right. Like, when I know that the shit's going down, I mean, I have plenty stocked up, as every one of you gentlemen should have a certain level of stock within the realm of reason. But this woman, she approached me because I had we're in a self-checkout. It's the only thing that was open this morning was the self-checkouts. And it was like, I had all this shit, and she was like, do you mind if I help you bag it? And I was just like, no. I was like, you can wait your turn. I was like, I can do it myself, thank you. Like, I don't need your help. I don't need your hands touching my fucking shit right now. Like, we're in the middle of this fucking shit. We just had a case that was, confirmed in the county next to us. Like, no, I don't need your help. Please just stay the fuck away from me, kind of deal. And you could see it in everybody else. There was that awkward tension of manners and everybody trying to be on their best behavior. It's this facade that we've created. This level of, I don't know, this presentable way that we go about life, that when things change, it'll disappear. It's like a fucking fog. These people that live behind that facade of the nice and kind world that exists around them, like when the shit hits the fan, like, you could just see it in all of these people. They were all thinking the same thing. I could just see it inside of each of their carts. Like, some of the people, yeah, they're not ready. And then some of the other people, you could just see, just based on what they had in their carts. Flour and base necessities and shit like that. Like, yeah, you guys are, yep, at least you're thinking properly, because at some point in time, things are going to go back to a hard time. That saying, and somebody tried to point me out, oh, the fucking talking points of the manosphere. Fucking hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create fucking hard times. And we're slowly fucking moving into this point where the weak men, not the men of the communities that we all understand, but we all know who we're talking about. These weak men out in the world They're weak to the sins of mankind, the greed, the lust, the fucking envy, the jealousy, the fucking gluttony. I mean, the 7 base deadly sins. As all of you know, I'm not a religious person, but these are basic ideas that transcend the philosophy of any religion. This is something that we all see in each other, and I could see it this morning. I could see some scared fucking faces hiding behind a lot of these people. And who's to say what's going to happen? Maybe in a couple of weeks all the shelves will be stocked again and everything will go back to fucking normal and things will subside and yep, everybody will go back to that, that facade, hiding behind that mask, that illusion of what we think civilized society is. And underneath all of that is this animalistic nature that when shit does hit the fan, that shit will come out. And as a MGTOW and as, a part of this community, that we speak a lot on female nature and we speak a lot on male nature and, Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo. We talk about everything. But if shit goes fucking belly up, you better believe that women, they will know their place once again, and men will have to do what we always fucking have done: fix fucking everything. But it's gonna take you gotta hit fucking bottom. You gotta hit fucking bottom before you can fucking, finally fucking see the fucking light. Man, that is a beautiful fucking sunrise. Man, that sky is... that's about the deepest color of red that I could possibly see. It seems fucking fitting. But, man, yeah, gentlemen. It's things are getting crazy out there. And I can see it in my work. I can see it right here in my own neighborhood. I feel pretty supplied and pretty well set up, so I'm not too worried about anything. But when the supply chains stop running and when we have giant freight ships moving all of these products that we rely so heavily on, when they stop importing all of these things, people are going to have to create their own businesses once again here in America. This is such a poor idea of globalization. All of these things, I used to be able to see it just when it comes to in the United States. Just remember traveling to different truck stops and sitting and reading the little packets of fucking jellies or creamers or whatever, and it's why the fuck do they why does this state have this shipped over to this state when this state they can make, everybody can make most of these basic products, but nobody wants to fucking open businesses anymore. Nobody wants to try to go against the fucking corporate fucking conglomerations. The playing field is not level in that sense. And the globalized market made it even more difficult for fucking anybody to try to open a business and try to compete with these workers that work for next to nothing compared to, say, the workers here in America. I mean, there were so many fucking bad ideas that have been put into place over the past, several decades. Probably way longer than that. Past several generations. That level of greed and lust for everything. I mean, it's created its own monster, and we're seeing a lot of these effects when the breakdown of the global trading market. That, man, I'm kind of excited. This is something that we've all been talking about. This is something that we all understand that is a certain level of inevitability. The law of inevitability is inevitable. And at some point in time, things will, we've all discussed this when it comes to the welfare systems, all of that. The corporate greed out there, like I'm fully supportive of a man fucking making his own way on the sweat of his own brow and shit like that. And that's why I've said to so many people, you can truly understand and know a man and feel that you can trust his word just based on a handshake. If you can feel that man's hand and there's strength and there's callus in that hand, you can usually trust that man. That man's got a soft fucking hand, like there ain't that is a man not to be trusted. That man ain't never fucking worked a day in his life. And he lives off of the sweat of the brow of other men. And that shit'll fucking go away at some point in time too. But unfortunately, it's gonna take disaster and chaos and desperation before things right themselves. Unfortunately, this is just the way that things have always been. People think that I've been seeing a lot of conversation of just, the immigrant crisis, refugee crisis, all this shit going on in Europe, here in America, all that. You can only run from your problems for so long, and at some point in time, you gotta stand your ground. You gotta hold that line, and you gotta fight for what you fucking believe in. Otherwise, you'll run from fucking everything, and you'll keep running all of your life. You can't fucking do that, and that's what these people are doing. They're running and thinking that somebody else is gonna save them. It was like Richie Romance. He deleted another one of his fucking videos because I called him out on that fucking bullshit. He thinks that MGTOW is here to... Yes, we're here to get the message out to other men, to wake each other up, to fucking give each other a smack in the face. But when it boils down to it, men we're not here to pick you up. In the sense that we're gonna come and fucking carry your ass. We're not here to carry anybody. You have to do everything for yourself, because nobody else is gonna do it. And in his mind, we should be doing all the, we can't, what the fuck are we gonna do? You can't help people, blue-pilled people. You can't help those people because they don't want to be helped. They can't even see the problem, so there is no helping these people. And you can't expect MGTOW. Black Pigeon Speaks made a video about MGTOW yesterday. I saw a lot of the MGTOW brothers in the chat. And there was so much fucking wrong with what fucking BPS was saying. And at the same time, there were certain levels of it that were absolutely right. People out there that think that I hear this all the time. Fucking MGTOW, man, blah, blah, blah. You guys ain't having no fucking effect out in the world. You're fucking higher than a fucking kite if you think that men waking up to the realization, to the reality of the fucking system that has been created against us. If you think that men aren't gonna fucking wake up to that shit, you're stupid beyond fucking belief. The ripple effects can be seen everywhere. And now when we start coming into times of crisis, tell you what, it's going to be the men that were around, that have been listening, that have been paying attention to all the surrounding ripples that are happening around us. WST made a great video about, the ripples in the pond. And when we were able to see all these things coalescing into the clown world that we see happening before us, well, it was really, the writing was fucking on the wall. It has been for a long time. And everybody kind of knew it. Like, dude, and sure, they're gonna try it. Everybody will try to keep this fucking perpetual dream going on. This idea of exponential growth systems to the point that, what, well, fucking, dude, the world's only so big. Better start building some fucking spaceships fucking right now, and you better start learning how to fucking colonize the goddamn moon, fucking Mars, fucking someplace else, cause the world ain't fucking big enough. And at some point in time, the finite resource or some catastrophic event, some Malthusian catastrophe happens, and yeah, when people get to that level of desperation, the fucking illusion, the illusion of civilized society will completely fucking disappear. That mask will slowly slip the closer we get to this type of a collapse. And the people that, you know, looking at like my grandmother and my grandfather and the way that they lived, knowing how they lived, because I lived through, you know, a lot of it, they, I can't even imagine. I mean, I look at some of the pictures when they were taking down trees that had a, you know, God, like a 10-foot diameter, and they were doing all that shit by hand, mining, building things. Everything that they did, it was just all hard work. But it was I mean, even through adversity, it makes you appreciate things just that much more, the good things. And without that, we've just fallen into this decadent decay nowadays. Every aspect of life in the Western civilizations has just been infiltrated by this corrupt, disillusioned idea of I don't know, fame, power, money, fucking, you name it, all the fucking seven fucking deadly sins pretty much wrapped into one, like the narcissism, the level of sociopathy that we can all see on social media. I mean, goddamn, gentlemen. So yeah, I just wanted to get on here and, I don't know, have a little chat with you guys. Let you guys know that I'm still here, and I'm not going anywhere. I'll pop back on. I've been doing a lot of work. My friends are getting in the process of moving back home, so I went and looked at a house with them and did a house inspection with them yesterday, and you know, just been doing a lot of work around the house. The weather's been nice, so I've been out running the dog down in the parks and shit like that. And I mean, I've got a couple of videos that are, man, I really wanted to post them, but I there's two clips in it that, I don't know. I have a feeling I'll get fucking tagged for it, fucking something. I just, YouTube is fucking turned complete fucking shit, and I don't know what. Go over to MGTOW TV. I mean, I really love the idea, and I fucking fully support it and all that. But it was almost like Turd Flinging Monkey was saying, you know, that, I mean, you're in a, you're on a site that it literally is just everybody that agrees, and this is at least a platform where you can have some disagreement. You're not just sitting in a, you know, an echo chamber kind of deal. But I mean, it doesn't matter where we go. I think that things will, you know, the censorship, it fucking finds everything. And the fucking, I don't know. The fucking boogaloo, it's getting close, it feels like. But right now, I'm gonna go put some groceries away and do some laundry, gentlemen. I don't know. Maybe later I will. I'll contemplate maybe editing those couple of clips out of that video. I feel it's gonna kind of. I hate having to censor myself. Just knowing that YouTube will definitely come after me for one of them. Like, I put a lot of work into that fucking video, and I just I can't lose my channel. Like, for one, I have all my fucking music saved on fucking YouTube. I'd have to go through and write all them fucking playlists down just to create a new goddamn channel again. I had to do it once already. Like, I don't know what happened to that notebook, but whatever. But fucking agents, it's nice having you around. It's nice popping in, chatting with you. We'll do it again here soon. I promise. Like I said, I'm doing well. I hope all of you are doing well. I hope this message finds you gentlemen well. Take care of yourselves. Prepare. Go and do what you got to do. Be safe out there, and we'll see what happens in the future, man. Guess that's for another day. We'll talk to you guys again real soon.